Hello everyone, I'm Steve. Mark's around. Say hi, Mark.
Hey everybody!
And this is Smokey, Steve, and Mark. Either welcome or welcome back. Happy Thursday and happy Thanksgiving to folks in the States. How do you like my turkey hat? I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is safe. If you are celebrating, celebrate safely, celebrate responsibly, all the good stuff. You've watched the news. You know what you're doing supposed to be doing. Be safe and enjoy yourself. That's what I got for you. So, today is Thursday. It is Thanksgiving Day. So I thought I would do something a little different, and we're going to have a very caretaking Thanksgiving. And I'm going to be sharing with you something a little bit different. If you don't mind my turkey hat, I'm going to swap it out for another hat. And I'm wearing a hat today because the glare is real off my head today. I'm also bald, in case you haven't noticed. So, we're going to talk about 10 reasons why I'm grateful for Cynthia Beaumont. Now, before you shut the video off, here's the thing. There are reasons why I'm grateful that I've been exposed to Cynthia's content, Cynthia's husband Tommy when he was alive, and so on and so forth. Some of these are very sincere. Some are a little tongue-in-cheek. A lot of them are lessons learned, actually. So I'm going to go through 10 that I have. And well, I think you'll see where maybe you've learned some of the lessons as well. Some of them were lessons for Mark and I. So it'll give you an idea of kind of where caretaking even came from, some of the takeaways I had from some of the mistakes she's made along the way, some mistakes that I've made that she hasn't. So let's dive in. Okay. So number one reason I'm grateful for Cynthia. Cynthia is one of the major reasons, actually, that I started a channel. And I'll tell you why. I was looking for weight loss videos, okay? That was, originally this was a weight loss channel. It was, Smoke Yourself Thin was the original name of the channel. And it was just me. Mark hadn't come on board yet for another 9 months, maybe. And I found her weight loss videos, and I thought, oh, cool. You know, she was taping the food, the egg whites. You know what she eats. Orange soda, diet Sunkissed. And I thought, well, that's interesting. And then I saw some of her weight loss videos where it was just her and Tommy recording in their tiny studio apartment. And I thought, well, what's so special about this? And the answer was nothing. Nothing is so special about this. There's nothing special at all about these two people. And it made me think, well, then why can't I pick up my phone and put my not so special self on YouTube and see if what I have to say about anything matters to anybody? And it made me think, I could. You know, what's the worst that would happen? If these folks can have a channel, why couldn't I have a channel? So it gave me a little bit of hope, a little bit of a boost, a little bit of if they can, why can't I? So I do give them a little bit of credit, actually, at the beginning of this channel for giving me a bit of a mental boost with it. 2. Watching their channel has taught me a lesson in the importance of social connections and family. So, Cynthia has a very tight circle. It was her husband, her mother, and a couple friends that were together. And her circle started to tighten quickly when her mother passed away, and so did her access to resources. No transportation after her mother passed away. There was her mother's friend Betty who would be around with them. Tommy passed away. Cynthia said ad nauseum that there was no connection to family. Nobody reached out. Nobody did this. Of course, she changed her phone numbers and nobody could reach her. And she put people on a blacklist at the hospital so nobody could visit. But that's neither here nor there. The point of all that is that all those bridges that had been burned left her alone with nobody there in a time of crisis. And what the bounce back to me with that was how grateful I am and how important it is to have connections with people, even if it's not family, because, you know, in Cynthia's case, most of her family that she would consider to be family, or that would consider her to be family, are gone. So having friends, having connections to agencies, having connections to other people so that I'm not living in my own little bubble. I can appreciate that when you spend a lot of time by yourself, you go a little mad, and there's no one to run your thoughts past, so you assume every crazy little thought might actually be true, and then you verify it on TikTok, and then the next thing you know, you sound nuts in your videos. Again, neither here nor there. The importance, too, with these social connections of forgiveness and working with other people, I think I've watched the importance of, again, not burning bridges, not cutting people off completely, having a little bit of give and take, because I've seen that cutting off relationships at the neck, whether they're from fans, viewers, subscribers, family, people on or off YouTube, it doesn't end in a good outcome. You know, so that's another takeaway that we had. 3, some things are more important than being right. This has been demonstrated before, and it was a good takeaway for me. I like to be right about everything, okay? I think a lot of people do. Who likes to be wrong, you know? But her interest in being right about everything is something that isolates her from other people as well. You know, she's right about this and she's right about that. She's also alone. You know, there's no give and take of, you know, give and take. Here's my responsibility in this situation and here's yours. In my other relationships that I have, that's, you know, here's my part, here's your part, is something that for me gets better outcomes. It maintains a relationship. So I see this happening in her life, and I look at my own life in reflection, and I think, is this good for me? Am I doing the right thing? Am I building relationships? Am I creating connections that will sustain me through my life so I don't live in my own hermit bubble, hovel, if you must, you know. 3. No, not 3. I'm sorry. We're up to 4. She helped me feel comfortable on camera, actually. Reason I'm grateful, number 4. Cynthia very much lets it all hang out. She is unburdened by shame, which is, there's a candidness there that's refreshing, I suppose. And she kind of doesn't care what she looks like, doesn't really care what the hair looks like. She's aware of what her hair looks like, but she doesn't care what her hair looks like. And those barrettes, I mean, you gotta, come on, there's enough of them to be a hat. Some of it's trolling, I know. But she kind of said, this is me, this is what I look like, I'm 6 feet tall, I'm 250 pounds, you don't like it, F you. And there was something I appreciated about that. There was something a little brazen about her, what I would later find out to be arrogance, but at the time I thought was strong confidence to put herself out there as is, warts and all, and say, this is me, this is how I live, and here's what you're gonna see. So, again, it kind of brings me back to that, and it also makes me feel like I was more comfortable on camera, because I thought, I'm not acting like that, at least I can put myself out there, and, you know, maybe people will like it. Maybe people won't like it. And again, she was a big part of that. It's so weird as I'm going back and reminiscing to think at the beginning of YouTube, I only had a few channels that I followed. I was following Cynthia, I was following Simply Sarah, Auntie Fee, rest in peace. Who else was I following? Soulful Tea. There was a couple other channels I was following. Mostly women, you know, I don't really follow any guys, except for some reactors. So, number 5. Adsense. Now, this is a little tacky, but the truth is the truth, no matter how unflattering it may be. I've benefited financially from reviewing Cynthia's videos, as a reactor, as a reviewer. Without her content, I wouldn't have had that content to make. Fair is fair. There's been 44 videos I've made about caretaking involving Cynthia. At least in the playlist, there's 44. That's what I had looked up. It takes about 5 hours to put together a video between watching, making notes, trying to put together a theme, pull one together if there is one, filming, editing, all the other fun stuff that goes with it. So that turns into about 200 plus hours worth of work. I would guesstimate per video we make probably, on average, if you averaged of all the 44, $15 a video, maybe 20 sometimes. So we're talking about, of those videos we've made of Cynthia, $650 to $700 probably in AdSense. You can tell I'm not in it for the money, because if you take $600, $700 and divide it by that many hours worth of work, I'm pulling about $3 an hour for $3 and change for the work of reviewing Cynthia. I do it as a hobby. I find her content to be interesting in a number of ways, and I just enjoy going over it. So no, I'm not in this. I don't think I'm going to retire to Fiji off of reviewing her turkey videos. So, and again, I mention it because it's true. I mean, there's no reason to leave it out. I would be not a good creator if I just glossed over the fact that I benefited from her financially and not thanked her for it. So thank you, Cynthia. Next, 6.
I just realized something. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Pardon me.
Filming a video here.
But excuse me for 1 second. Okay. Alright. So I'm doing our Christmas card exchange. It's time, so I really needed to finish this right now, alright?
Okay.
For our Christmas card exchange. Now,
okay.
So I have a list of rules and little caveats to follow.
Okay.
Alright. So, number one,
Uh-huh.
first and foremost, you have to send us one to get one.
Okay.
Alright? Number two, you must include a self-addressed stamped envelope, okay, or you won't get one either. Now, if you've been blocked by us, no. Even if you send us one, they won't get one.
Okay.
Right, okay. And then, three, if you have disagreed with us in any video over the last 2 years, even if we get a card from you, they don't get one.
Okay.
Okay. And the first 50 people, okay, I thought this would be real nice to give back a little bit. Okay. So the first 50 people who send us a card, we will send them a card, but they'll get a gift.
What do they get?
They're going to get a 25-cent off coupon for a $50 or more order on Avon.
Oh.
I think that's a nice gift to give.
How generous of us.
I know. I think that's a really, really nice gift. Let me move on down here. Okay, so if they have ever watched any other YouTube channel of any other kind, no, they don't get a card.
Okay.
Is it? Okay. Okay. And let me see what else we have here. Well, those are the points that I wanted to, go over with you first.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah.
That's good.
I think it's enough.
That's enough.
I think it's more than enough.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Let me go put this together.
All right. Well,
Excuse me. I'm very sorry. I had to get that done.
Sure.
Okay. Let me get up and let you get back to your.
Well, thank you for that.
For doing. Okay.
Let me know.
We'll unroll that out, tomorrow or whatever. And okay.
That is so Byzantine and unnecessary. What did Dorothy say when there was a complicated thing going on at the Gold Doors? Eisenhower used less chalk planning D-Day. Something in that vein. Okay. So, we talked about AdSense. That was number 5. Number 6 made me reflect on materialism, actually. Cynthia likes stuff. More stuff, the better. Give me more stuff. I'm my things. I'm my things. I'm my things. So, she likes stuff. And makes me think about, well, I'm kind of a minimalist, but I've become one more so because it makes me meditate more on the idea of what do I really need? What do I really want? Can I live without some of my wants? Or can I delay gratification for things I want but can't have right now? PlayStation! So, it's a bit of, I don't know, it's not about maturity exactly, and it's not wrong to want nice things, and it's not wrong to have nice things, or buy them for you, or have someone buy them for you. But what is the importance of the thing? If it has sentimental value, that's certainly one thing. But if you assign sentimental value to everything, including the trash on your floor, and you can't throw it out, then we're tiptoeing into hoarder land, at one point. And it made me think again about my financial priorities. What's more important, X, Y, or Z? Do I need food or do I need makeup? Do I need this or do I need that? And it just brings that conversation closer to the surface. So, actually, what really does come from me watching Cynthia's videos is it brings bigger questions to the surface. Like, she's making these life choices. Would I make those life choices? Do I? Should I? Should I run my life like her? Should I do it differently? Just makes you think a little. So, 7, she opened a discussion about gift giving and e-begging on our channel. Mark and I were feeling a little, conflicted really isn't the word, but, undecided because creators receive gifts. Cynthia is notorious for receiving gifts, large, expensive gifts from 1 or 2 or 3 people. Some that she buys herself and then mixes them all in. We receive gifts, and I had been critical of the way in which I believe Cynthia was going about getting her gifts, but doesn't take away from the fact that we receive them as well. So who are we to say anything? So it made us have a conversation. We made a video having a kind of a dialogue with our viewers and subscribers about, what do you guys think? When do you say enough is enough? If someone has been extremely generous, is it ever appropriate to refuse a gift? Is it hurtful to the person who sent it? When is too much and say you've been too generous? Please, this is overwhelming. Please bless somebody else with your financial generosity if you can. Is it ever a point to say that? So it broke a discussion open for us that was kind of awkward. It felt like an awkward discussion to have. But because she is so out there with her own behavior around that, it broke the ice a little bit because we started talking about her and then it got to talking about us. So she gave us a jumping off point to have that uncomfortable discussion so we could continue to have it more further with our own viewers. So that was good. 8. Grateful she forced Mark and I to discuss power of attorney, medical advance directives, mental health advance directives, guardianship, and long-term care. Caretaking started when Thomas Beaumont, rest in peace, started getting sick. He was sick for a while and then eventually sought medical treatment, and as a result of what was thought to be heartburn, it was actually esophageal cancer. Mark was sick with a different condition, the one that he's in treatment for now, and he's doing pretty well with the treatment, but at the time they were trying different treatment modalities. Some were working, some weren't, and he was sick. So I'm watching her deal with taking care of her husband and making decisions, and I'm looking at Mark and I'm thinking, would I decide for Mark what she's deciding for Tommy? Because if Mark becomes incapacitated and can't take care of himself, some of those decisions are going to fall to me. Would I decide for him what she's deciding for him? And that really was the beginning of caretaking. During the first few videos, I spoke in terms of hypotheticals and didn't mention Cynthia's name. I just kind of said, for example, let's just say someone was denying their partner air because it was inconvenient to move oxygen tanks. Let's just say. So I kind of kept it in generalities in that way. But the discussion that opened was an important one because Mark and I both have chronic health conditions, which could go bad on short notice. And what do we do? Do we have a plan? Who's going to make decisions for who? You know, at the moment, Mark and I are not married. So it's not a foregone that if he goes in the hospital, I can run right up and go see him. So there's different things we have to think about. My mental health advance directive, you know, if I lose my capacity and need to be in the hospital, I need to have those documents to let Mark be the person make the decision. Otherwise, you know, they're going to call maybe my parents and try to find somebody else to decide what's going to happen to me who might not be close to the situation. So making those kind of long-term plans. I joke with Mark all the time, like when he was initially pursuing treatment, and it's touch and go when you're early and you don't want to really deal with it. And the running joke was, if we don't follow up with this and if we don't take care of this, I'm putting you in a crooked personal care home. And if we do it well, then we'll get like a really naughty, sexy home health aide. You know, that was the trade-off. So, again, opened the discussion about it for us and gave us some ideas of what we would like for ourselves in a similar situation and what we would not. So, number 9, lessons on entitlement. Okay. No one knows any of us anything for anything. Nobody. Nobody does. Okay? Not just as creators. You know, none of us are owed anything as creators. We earn AdSense if we put ads in our videos. And the viewer can, you know, skip or watch, I guess, whatever. But, you know, things that come through, you know, if you have a P.O. box or you put your address out there in the mail, you know, you're not owed anything in that way. If you do lives, nobody's owed a super chat. If you decide to put your PayPal or your Amazon wish list or anything else where you try to let people know you want them to buy you stuff, no one's beholden to do that. You know, they may do it for other people, but that doesn't mean it's part of the gig that any creator is going to put up all that information and get stuff in return for it. Cynthia, I think, depends on the fact that she's going to. There was a day she didn't get packages and she was like pouting. It's like, well, sorry, sweetheart, we all don't get packages every day. You know, I understand she does because she's at home, but, you know, sorry. You know, not every day's your birthday. We also, you know, as far as entitlement, I can't always get what I want when I want it. And the closest reminder to me of this week, you know, with that was PlayStation 5. I couldn't not mention it. I couldn't not mention it. The issue with that being delayed gratification, which is a good working definition of maturity. It's not that I can have what I want. This is the caveat of it, the maturity part. I can have what I want, but I can't have it right now when I want it. And that makes me cry. Okay. It's only a certain type of person that would be this upset over something like this. I think most people wouldn't, unless there was something else going on that was making those tears happen. If there's frustration over something else going on, I could see that happening. If there was outside factors that were causing grief and this was like straw that broke the camel's back, I can imagine it. However, in the context of other circumstances where whining and tears have flown in the effort to suddenly 2 days later have whatever the whining and tears were in the nature or in favor of, and it shows up, we'll see. Children kind of cry when they don't get their way, and it's reminding me to be an adult, to kind of see that. And also, as far as entitlement, again, none of us are owed anything. A lot of us earn what we have. I am fortunate to be employed. Mark's fortunate to be employed. So we are able to take care of ourselves in that way. I have been fortunate to have family who is generous in 1,000 ways with Mark and I. But we're not owed that either. We are not entitled to their generosity. We are fortunate to have it. And in no way would I say it was not enough, or that they could have done more, or should have done more for us, because it's a handout. It's something for nothing. And when someone hands me something for nothing, I don't look at it and say, this isn't what I wanted. This'll have to do. I would have liked it better if. Complaining is not just who I am. It's rude. It's rude and tasteless. And I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that. A few days ago, I talked out of the side of my mouth in a live. There was someone who had gotten us a couple of gift cards for Starbucks. And during the live, I had said I don't really care for Starbucks coffee. And brewed in the house, I don't. My Starbucks is go and get the 800-calorie Frappuccino that's like pretty much all milkshake, and then there's a little bit of coffee in it. In gratitude, someone sent me something, and one of the first things out of the mouth was, oh, I wouldn't use it for that. That makes me a dick to say something like that. I don't think it occurs to her that some of those things are kind of unkind to say. So, we'll just do it. And the queen baby act. Something I used to do pretty well as king baby, to try to manipulate people. I'm a recovering addict, alcoholic. I don't know that being good at manipulating people is unique to addicts, but we tend to be pretty good at it. And Cynthia has a quality that's similar to one that you would identify in a lot of addicts, known as queen baby. Meaning when trying to manipulate a situation, she will act like a queen, head wag, all attitude, cursing, owning it. And if that doesn't get the desired outcome, she turns into a baby, and cries, and weeps, and carries on. And if that doesn't get the desired outcome, she turns into a queen again. I'm getting my PlayStation, it's my birthday, I'm 50. Nobody buys it for her. Cries on camera. No one buys it for her. I'll buy it for myself, even if it's an extra $200. She's queen. So it's, I'll show you, I'll spend more money. Spend your money. It's the only money that you should be spending. So. Okay, and number 10, the importance of gratitude. As we are on Thanksgiving, the importance of gratitude. So, Cynthia reminds me to be grateful of all the things she complains she doesn't have. She has all her needs met, as far as I can see at the moment, and it kind of reminds me, all mine are too. I have a roof, I've been eating, obviously. Mark's out there playing with a turkey. I made some stuffing earlier. I didn't put eggs in it. Mark likes eggs in it, but it's my stuffing. Do you hear that?
I heard that. You don't know what I'm doing right now.
I don't know what he's doing to my stuffing right now. I really don't. Gratitude as far as extending thanks to people who've done something for me. If they've reached out in a way that really has gotten me out of a jam, especially if they've been there in the clutch during a hard time. If someone's done something for me in a way that I could never repay, or they've asked me not to try to be respectful of that and be gracious of that, and not say it was not enough, or that it wasn't at the right time, or it would have been more helpful sooner, or any of that kind of thing. Are my needs met, and who's meeting them for me? And again, I say, as far as getting my needs met, Mark and I are both employed, so financially those needs are met. And then I have, like I said, family, and when Mark was ill, we had some help coming in that way. Very generous. Not owed to us. But she doesn't seem to kind of get that other people are meeting her needs for her. Like, she's getting stuff, she's getting food in, she's getting clothes in, she's getting all this other stuff in. All this stuff she would have had to buy for herself and hasn't. It's just budgeted in. This is part of this month's yield. And I think she's great. You would think she'd be grateful, but she doesn't seem to be grateful for it. More. She's addicted to more, I think. And that's not exclusive to Cynthia Beaumont, to be addicted to more. I think a lot of people are addicted to more. I think I've met addicts who have said, my drug of choice is more. Whatever it is I want more of. More food, more turkeys, more videos, more poutine, more makeup, more lipstick, more cigarettes, more alcohol, more food, more stuffing, more everything. Some of us just can't get enough. And her particular fix of can't get enough is stuff. And it's stuff from other people, primarily. So, what's the lesson here? What's the takeaway here? Well, I am actually grateful. Very grateful for Cynthia having a channel. I think, I know, burn in hell, Steve, you douchebags. Anyway, it was one of the first channels I started to follow. It was a channel that I liked. We did correspond back and forth. I am not re-seeking a friendship with Cynthia Beaumont. She wouldn't have it anyway. But there were some things I learned about having a channel from her, about managing a small channel. Things I liked, things I realized I would never do. There were things and choices she made in her life that I thought, that makes sense. Choices she made, especially with her and Tommy, that I thought I would never do that to another person. But again, she chose to share it with the world. That makes it open for discussion, and it creates discussion. If anything, Cynthia Beaumont creates discussion and discourse, and that's not a bad thing. I've made 44 videos about her and Tommy. I'm not going to talk about it again. You can see what I thought about it if you look back at some of those. At any rate, I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is safe. Please, in the States, enjoy your Thanksgiving safely. Tell your mom and them I said hi. And for the rest of you, have a great Thursday. Thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe. Hit the like button and the bell on your way out so you get the alerts. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Twitter. Our handle's at SmokeySteveA. Our email address and our contact information's all listed down below as well. Thank you again, and we will catch up with you tomorrow.
Yes, we will. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Woohoo! Good.
Bye.
Thank you for watching. Bye.